You know what is funny? A year and a half ago I had no idea how to make games, yet alone start one or even finish a project. But now I'm working on my first commercial game. Not because I'm some genius programmer or I'm some skilled artist that can finish art in a very fast time, or because I have some perfect plan that no one knows about. It's only because I kept making games, even if most of them were really bad, and even when I felt I couldn't do it. And honestly, looking back, I think that's exactly what made the difference. So in this video I wanna sit back and relax, and I wanna tell you about my story and how it went a year and a half of game development. I have always loved video games, not just playing them alone or with friends, but also wondering how people could make these games, how can they make a character move, how they create the art, the levels, the stories, everything that makes a game beautiful. And still until this day when I play games, I always think about those stuff. At some point I stopped saying one day I will make a game, and I actually downloaded a game engine. Honestly, my journey started in 2028 when I first downloaded Unity. I played around with it, I made some bad stuff, but school happened and I had to stop. But then last year I picked up Godot. It really looked cool and I had a bad PC at the moment, so I thought this is the engine, and to be honest I had no clue what I was doing. Everything was very confusing. Everyone online seems better than me, and every tutorial somehow assumed that I know what I'm doing. Coding normally wasn't the problem, but added stuff like vector math and game development stuff was something new to me. But I kept going, not because I thought I would make money from this or expect some huge success, but mostly for me it was just fun. There was something really addictive about creating something that didn't exist yesterday, even if it was just a cube moving on a flat floor, creating an interaction or even an animation. Then came the first projects, and they weren't exactly masterpieces or some groundbreaking ideas. Most of them were just for learning. Some of them never got finished, some were very ambitious and scoped beyond someone's capacity. Some broke so badly that I didn't know how to fix them. And believe me, I have tried. But looking back, I'm actually glad those projects failed. Because every broken mechanic I have made taught me something new. And every ugly UI told me what not to do. And every terrible code base became an experience I would rely on. One thing about game development that I have realized is that first games are not supposed to be amazing, beautiful, work perfectly. They just have to be fun, and they have to be an experience, and not to be the next GTA or something. They're supposed to teach you, motivate you, and push you deeper into this field. When I found out about game jams, it was this world, this beautiful world of making things fast, fun, and putting ideas out there in a short amount of time. And honestly, I think that was the best decision I ever made. There is something about having a deadline. You stop chasing perfection, you stop overthinking features, you just build. Whether the jam lasts 48 hours, a weekend, or even a week, every single one forced me to finish a project. And finishing games teach you way more than starting a project and throwing it out. And I have finished game jams games, actually my own projects. Some games actually turned out to be very fun. Others, well, they will not see the day of the light, so they will stay in the dark. But every jam improved my workflow. I got faster, I got better at planning, I got better at cutting features, and I got a lot better at accepting that done is better than perfect. There were a lot of things I didn't expect. Programming wasn't the hardest part, as I said before. Sometimes it was really motivation, and sometimes it was art, maybe sometimes it was audio. And the biggest thing was sometimes that you spent 6 hours trying to fix a bug, only to find it was something really stupid you forgot somewhere. Game development is weird like that. One day you feel unstoppable, you finish a feature after a feature really fast. And one day you are stuck with just one UI, you have to put it here, or this, you have to put it there, and you really feel miserable and you don't want to do anything anymore. I think every solo developer can relate to this. And eventually I stopped expecting motivation to just appear magically from thin air. Instead, I focused on consistency. Every small improvement, every small little thing you add day by day, it will make a huge difference. And then you will stop chasing after perfection and getting the perfect burst of inspiration. After all these projects and experiences, a few lessons really stuck with me. First, scope is everything. Every new beginner wants to build the next massive open world multiplayer, FPS shooter, looting, extraction, you know the drill. Like they want to build the next GTA and Skyrim. And I definitely did want to do that as well. But smaller games teach you way more better than a big and a massive project. Second thing, finishing matters more than starting. Ideas are really exciting to have. You have an idea, you want to build it. The next day you get an idea, you want to build it as well. But finishing a game actually worth more. Stick to one idea and make the game about that idea. I know there are a lot of variables to this, but if you're starting, stick to just one idea and make it super small. And finally, you don't have to compare yourself with others. Social media makes it look like everyone can build very beautiful and very crazy games overnight, but most of the time you are really seeing only the highlights. What people spent months or years day to day making, you see only in 10 seconds of a clip, and you think, oh look, this is so cool, why I can't build something like that? Well, you know why you can't build something like that, because they make it in like 2 months, 3 months time, and you want to make it in 2 days because you saw the clip only 10 seconds. But you don't have to compare yourself with others, and it's not you being bad or something, it's just that you saw what took months of building in a 10-second clip. So the point of this, comparison is the thief of joy. Eventually I started asking myself a different question. What if I actually made my own commercial game? Not just another game jam project or another prototype, but a real commercial game. That's where the current project started. It's an FPS, a fast-paced boomer shooter inspired by the old games, but it has its own twist. Believe me, it's easily one of my biggest projects I have worked on yet. Everything is large, not the scope, but the game. Levels are large, systems, the polish, and even the expectations. It's honestly very scary for me, because now every decision I make matters much more than before. But weirdly, all these small projects prepared me for this. Without the failed prototypes, without the game jams, and without the bugs I have encountered, I don't think I even know where to begin. And I really can't wait to share more about this project I am building. I am still learning every single day, and there is still a lot I don't know. But that's actually one of my favorite parts about game development. You never really finish learning. Every project teaches you something new, and that's really exciting. I'm genuinely curious where this commercial game ends up in a year from now, or even more, I don't know. Maybe it will succeed, maybe it will fail. Either way, I will come out of this as a better developer. And honestly, that's worth a lot by itself, and that's the main point of me doing this. And this applies not only to game development, but all aspects of life. People who fail succeed more. If you are thinking about making games, this is your sign to start. Your first game probably won't be that amazing. Mine definitely wasn't, and I still make bad and ugly games. But every project gets you closer and closer to the game you really want to build. So don't wait until you feel ready. Build something small, finish it, learn from it, then build the next one, then build the next one. And before you knew it, you will look back and you will realize you came way further than you have ever expected. Anyway, thanks for hanging out and listening to me. If you made it this far and you would like to follow my game development journey, I will always post updates on my projects here on this channel, and I'm always live on Twitch, so come hang out. Hopefully the next time we talk, I will share more updates about my project. See you next time.